The first pies were called coffins because the meat was sealed inside the pie by the crust. Traditionally, the crust wasn't eaten, it was used for a pan. It used to be rectangular, but now is often circular.
The Greeks are thought to be the originators of the pie pastry. They were made by a flour-water paste wrapped around meat to lock in the juices. The Romans sampled the Greek pie and brought it to Europe, where every country adapted the recipe to their own customs and food. The meat pie was brought to Australia by the British, and it spread from New South Wales and Sydney to the rest of Australia by relocation diffusion.
The pies are sold day and night by street vendors. They're popular because they are cheap hot food, and many people enjoy ketchup on their pie, which usually contains kangaroo, beef, pork, or mutton.
Today in America, we have dishes similar to Australian meat pies, such as chicken pot pie and shepherd's pie.
But I trade it all tomorrow for me little bush retreat where the kookaburras play. Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a duick, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. Some people live in houses with fences all around. Some they live in mansions, and some go under kicking around. But me, I much prefer the bush with rabbits running round and a pumpkin vine out the back. Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a duick, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. Give me a home among...
To make the meat pie, you have to coat the beef in flour and put it in a hot pan with oil. Then you add garlic and onion and sauté it for 4 minutes.
Rocking chair, here we go! Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a duick, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the...
Next, add in your spices and sauces and cook until the liquid is almost dissolved.
I've been around the world a couple of times or maybe more. I've seen the sights and envy like so many foreign shores. But when me coppers ask me the place that
Add the chicken stock and cook until the meat is coated in a thick gravy.
give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a duick, a kangaroo, a clothesline.
Roll out a sheet of pie pastry and put it in your pie pan, then cover it in tin foil.
Standing in the kitchen, just cooking up a roast. Or bet your mind on toast. You and me
Put your pie pastry in the oven and let it bake for 8 minutes.
on the porch and watch the possum
Once your pie crust is done baking, pour in the meat mixture.
among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a duick, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
Cover it with the other puff pastry sheet and seal the edges.
The street and a hot fun marches down the road. They regulate the heat.
Poke some holes in the pie crust with a fork so the heat can get out when baking.
Kookaburras play. Give me a home among
Lastly, you want to brush on some egg to keep the crust from burning.
the duick, a kangaroo,
Let the pie bake for another 8 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
an old rocking chair. Some people live in houses with fences all around. Some they live in mansions, and some go under kicking around. But me, I much prefer the bush with rabbits running round and a pumpkin vine out the back. Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees. A sheep, a duick, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.